So today I'm just after a bit of input on the Orion 2 CAN display. Now the Orion 2 can output individual cell data, and it can output the instant voltage, the open cell voltage, that's the unloaded voltage, the internal resistance, and whether the particular cell is being bypassed or balanced, actively balanced at that time. So there's a number of ways of displaying it. But the screen, obviously, real estate is limited. So if we go on, the next two screens I'm going to show you are the just options I'm looking at. So first of all, we've got this option here, which is 20 cells on screen. Obviously, all the values are 0 at the minute because I haven't got that side working at the minute, but there would be obviously numbers there. So we've got IO, which would be the instant cell voltage, and then we have the next one, which is the open cell voltage, and then the internal resistance, and then the balancing flag. So there would be, it would spread quite a bit further across to the right hand side. So that gives you 20 cells per screen, and you obviously each item is underneath the previous item above it, etc. So you could do sort of quick look up and down comparisons. But you only get 20 cells per screen. And obviously they would probably have to give it 4 screens. That would give us up to 80 cells, which is probably enough for most conversions. So the next screen is a slightly different, more compact one, and this does 2 cells per line. There's not maybe hopefully you can read that. So that's 2 cells per line, but the most I can get on the screen without any problems is 36 cells. So 2 screens would cover 72 cells, which would cover the LTO people like Jimmy. So that might be the way to do it. You've got the same information on there, but the identifiers are missing in some places, otherwise it won't fit on the width of the screen. But we should get 36 cells on the screen there, so that may be best. There are less spaces, it's less sort of spacing between the sort of individual parameters, etc. Obviously, once I've got some active data, which I'll try and do perhaps later today, being input, then I'll be able to show you what it would look like in a little bit more detail, but you get the idea. So at the moment we've got 20 cells with all the data, 36 cells with all the data per screen, but slightly less spread out. The other possibilities, we have each parameter displayed individually. So we could have the open cell voltage for each cell, and we could easily probably get 80 of those on the screen at one time. So we'd have like 4 screens, one for the open cell voltage, one for the instant cell voltage, one for the internal resistance, and one for the balancing flag. So you would each parameter would have a separate screen, but you would have all the cells on screen for that particular parameter. So that may be another option that people might like to think about.